in there and managed to clutch out a 3-1 against the Leo. And Heartbleed, unfortunately, lost a Game 5 to Macheeete. So that is how we end up in the situation that we are right here. Both these players staying on some pretty standard picks that we know and love them for. However, going to a stage, I don't think we've really seen too much today, haven't we?
I mean, you gotta feel for Heartbleed, right? Because he went to a Game 5 with Acno and then lost the Game 5 against Macheeete. Losers, like 2 Game 5s right before top 8. That just sounds like the worst nightmare of getting blocked out of a top 8 that you could possibly have. But going into this match, Macheeete versus Ra1n, 2 very strategical and more well-paced players that will keep it going if they can, but will also slow the game down most of the time to like kind of reset neutral, play some footsies, get some confirmed hits, get a 1 hit and keep it going type players. Now, Macheeete definitely playing some more funny like gameplay going around Ra1n right now, landing those siders, playing very careful not to mess up in that sword mirror, picks up the greatsword, but immediately gets blocked out of it with that downlight recovery.
Macheeete touching down on second stock and also still has sword, so we could be fishing for any D-Light possible. Could be a Sair, could be, there we go, there's the raw Sair, but yeah, once we find that D-Light, recovery doesn't really quite send. Wondering if a Sair might have been better because the Nair catches him out of the sky. Ra1n is able to extend a bit of this lead and hold on to this red stock and just barely dodges through the D-Light and manages to extend the combo of a read, but a Sair sends him off, running out of options. The side light pokes him out, catches the dodge up with a recovery. Macheeete is able to tie up the stocks, but good golly grief, me oh my, that is quite some extra credit on the side of the Val.
Me oh my indeed. Ra1n taking down Macheeete there, claiming a full stock lead for himself right now. Which, if we look at it, that's a pretty rough thing to come back from. This game 1 might be clover for Macheeete here already, as he is he's looking to take this back with the greatsword, but it's looking very unlikely unless he gets a dodge read here, which he does catch a little something there with that dash catch, but did not get much damage out of it as he keeps it going. Ra1n just looking too strong on those gauntlets right now, countering perfectly, knowing very well when he can do wake-ups against greatsword. Now Macheeete on the sword trying to finish off this second stock of Ra1n's, but the downlight recovery by Ra1n does almost take him out. Now, can he take the second stock and potentially get a greatsword string? It is looking very rough for him as the downlight recovery on Ark does get it, and the downlight recovery on sword are able to do it. That's a lot of downlight recoveries by Ra1n there at the end, but he did in the end take it home with almost 600 damage.
And also, I gotta say, I actually really love what the map choice says about the confidence of these 2 players, because Demon Island is incredibly the powerful pick for both Greatsword and Val in particular. We saw that demonstrated a little bit with both, more so with the Val, because the side sig covers the entire wall, whether or not you are ledge guarding or being ledge guarded. Val's, actually a lot of her sigs are fantastic off stage, and having such a small wall to touch and also much less space for her to clear works out great. And also, Demon Island, pretty infamous for having a lot of runway. That's great for stuff like cannon, can be pretty good for stuff like guitars. It's also great players like Yigai. Wichibo love that place. And also lots of runway for players that really pick up a lot of great sword like Macheeete, and also a bit of the Valsky. You might see him play a bit of great sword later. We might be seeing a bit of Demon Island. We know that he loves playing great sword on Demon Island. But yeah, both these players incredibly confident for picking a stage that is also, it plays to both of their strengths so well, knowing that I'm buffing myself, but it also means I'm buffing you at the same time. But my buffs are going to be stronger because better player wins, and that is an incredible amount of confidence coming from both these players out of the gate swinging.
Yes, sir, but Ra1n, though, keeping it going there with that side sig on the sword, really going in there. And I know a good friend of mine is taking notes right now because he got that level 100 Val as well, trying to play to that level like Ra1n is, because in Europe, who's a dedicated Val main aside from Ra1n? If you think about it, dedicated Val main in Europe itself, not many people. In NA, we have some other people like McD, but Macheeete takes down that first stock in the barbecue red himself, saying, "Be a Val main or be or not to be. That is not the question. you know, not cook it on that one, but Macheeete is on the greatsword now, trying to get some massive damage build up here, does not catch the dodge, and is trying to get some damage build up, which he's doing an amazing job of so far. Triple nair on the greatsword, juggling him off the top a little bit there, really looking strong.
You know, throwing your weapon to try and make the approach easier to make good use of the stun frames is a very, very popular strategy, but also feels like it doesn't really work too much of the time, and it's a very big risk every time it happens. So seeing a weapon throw actually connect and neutral like that, very curious to see where that goes up, and it ends up leading to a domino effect that lets Ra1n take the stock. Took a few hits, had to trade a bit to get there, still in a disadvantage, but that's something that always catches my eye, and that's something that Ra1n has done like maybe once or twice in their time in the tournament here, but still, it's gonna miss every once in a while, along with a few other attacks, and it's gonna be yet another whiff that lets Macheeete bring this set in a little bit closer to his chest.
Yes, sir, but it is looking like Macheeete is kind of running away with this game too. We are looking at an absolute mirror of game 1 right now, where Ra1n had the exact same lead that Macheeete has right now, and it is looking like Ra1n is not liking that so far, as he's connecting a lot of sword hits right now. We're going on the offstage with Macheeete now. Macheeete down air, nair, sight light, end light, whatever the third move was, I don't know, greatsword too well, neutral stick connects, almost knocking Ra1n out. Really looking strong on the greatsword right now, really getting a download onto Ra1n, keeping it going. And it is looking like he is cooking up something for Ra1n right now, as he just needs a quick finisher there. Recovery does it, and we are going into game 3 with a 1-1 score.
And so this map change, this map might be all or nothing. Both these players have been trading immensely, and also Ra1n in particular has come back from some pretty nasty comebacks. And we also have ourselves yet another game on Demon Island, but also as Macheete's greatsword is starting to level up. You can notice he's starting to hit a few more of these punishes, and he's also pretty confident right out of the gates. It just took him to kind of stumble over a pebble and be like, oh, okay, all right, now time to pick up back speed again, and he's looking pretty good. So maybe Demon Island might actually benefit Macheeete a lot more than Ra1n now, since he's kind of feeling the music, the rhythm is getting to him, and maybe he's starting to wake up a little bit to that. But
talk about
Ra1n are gonna make that very difficult. Demon Island is still a pretty good stage for Val too.
Ra1n talking about rhythm, connecting those sightlines, connecting those snares, just keeping it going. But now Macheeete trying to reverse it. He got that rhythm of his own. We are playing Osu right now, as both these players just keep it going. Look at all these inputs coming out. Macheeete keeping it going with the greatsword, reversing it from Ra1n there as quickly as he could. Ra1n was keeping it going with the rhythm. Macheeete said, "Nah, we playing my game. We playing the map Big Black right now. 10 stars. We going difficult."
No.
Or is that even still one of the most difficult maps? Last time I played Osu, the Big Black was one of the most difficult maps in the game. I don't know if it still is.
I'm assuming it still is one of the hardest. I don't think it's the hardest anymore. I don't really pay a lot of attention to Osu.
Anyway,
I'm kind of talking out of my booty right now, yeah.
Back to game 3. We're looking at a pretty even game right now, as Ra1n is also slightly behind in terms of damage. Macheeete on the sword right now, playing the sword mirror, not working out too well in his favor right now, as Macheeete goes down there almost. GC ends enough to give him some space to go up top again, as Ra1n mistimed his ground on there just by a little bit, and Macheeete is now back on the greatsword. Definitely his favorable weapon here right now, his comfort weapon of choice, as he has been doing most of his work with that so far. But Ra1n just juggling him off the top. Nair connects and keeps him off the ground. Not without a weapon, really in a spot where Ra1n wants him to be. Picks up the sword again. Sword mirror once again. Can he bring it back? Because he's ever so slightly falling behind in terms of damage, as he does connect the downlight recovery. They're not able enough to finish him off, but the exhaust recovery off the top by Macheeete does do it. Beautiful comeback on that damage that Ra1n has.
There we go. Jumps immediately in unarmed to neutralize the stocks. Gotta love it when you see it. There's always something almost comical about just immediately taking that stock unarmed. It happens so often. I think players would be better to look out for it, but Still happens quite a bit. Something I find a little funny. It's one of the few ways that I find tournaments a little funny. But here we go, picking up sword into gauntlets. Macheeete really trying to make the rest of this game work, and it has been slowing down a little bit. Kind of hard to tell who that's in the favor of, because right now most of the momentum going into this game was in the favor of Macheeete, but this game's slowly moving over to Ra1n, and trade after trade. I think the Negan has learned his lesson about this map. Time to see where else we go.
What did I just see?
You just saw Val off stage on Demon Island, and he left Demon Island open again, and now it's Ra1n's time to ban, and they went Demon Island. Macheeete. Dude,
that GC NSIG was naughty. Look at that hit. Oh my god. That is naughty. That is a naughty damn hit. Well, getting musical there. You might have a career as a singer, Graffiti, I can't lie, but going into Game 4, it is a 2-1 for Ra1n, and this is definitely not what Macheeete wants, but we are going back to Demon Island once again. It's not been going too well on Demon Island for Macheeete or so far, but he does go back to it. He's confident he can do it, and that greatsword is looking like it might be capable of doing exactly that, as he connects it down like ground pound, keeps it going there, now on the edge guard. Trying to keep Ra1n in that disadvantage state that we've been keeping him on here so far. Really kind of cooking here at the start of this game. Don't let Cider connects, almost knocks him out of the side, picks up the greatsword again. Cider does it! Beautiful edge guard by Macheeete there, playing edge guards to their peak, telling us exactly how to do one of those beautiful edge guards that you always see pro players and top players execute where they cannot get back on stage, like Ra1n couldn't there.
Y'all, we have a community now, or at least within a little niche corner of this community. We have the chance to name a new little bit of tech, because that's just something I like doing. I like finding something obscure and giving it a name, so I feel like I contribute something to the world. We gotta call it something when you throw a bunch of weapons off stage and you overwhelm them with options, so you're just guaranteed for one of them to hit. Because that's what Macheeete did during that first stock, and it hit pretty early, and it's why, even though he is about to lose this first stock, he's still in quite a decent bit of a lead. And also, Addy, were you about to say something?
That's the ninja check. Those weapon throws that they did, that's something the ninja used to do a lot. Those diagonal throws downwards the edge, that's something that was a very significant part of his canon gameplay back in the day. But
it already has a name?
I think they just called it the ninja tech, but Macheeete on the greatsword, and man, when we talk about greatsword in Europe, we always mention Skeldra, but we do not mention Macheeete enough, because what am I looking at? This guy is a menace on the greatsword, a menace to society as he just keeps it going on Ra1n. Ra1n not able to land here on the ground too much, as Macheeete really takes control of the stage and always keeps him Ra1n in its advantage state, really not letting him take that center, letting him take that stage control as he keeps it going. Now Ra1n going for a very interesting neutral stick there, goes for a hard read to potentially take on that second stock of Macheeete. Not quite able to do so. Macheeete goes for a dodge read on the outwards, Ra1n dodging inwards, not quite able to catch it, but he is nearing the knockout zone now. One more good hit will do it. The neutral stick connects, and Macheeete takes Game 4. We are going to a Game 5, baby. We are going to a game number 5.
That was also off of, reminder, that was off of 2 stock. That was a whole stock lead. Still had another stock after that one. Like, that wasn't that wasn't a sudden death game down to 2 minutes where Macheeete just had to grit his teeth and wait for a D-light recovery. No, that was him just playing Brawlhalla. And also, like, it's just called the Ninja Tech. It doesn't have a name. We don't name anything new today. That's like one of the only ways I feel like I can contribute to the world and feel like I did something. You are contributing quite a lot right now, Graffiti, as you are casting this beautiful set with me. All right.
We are in a Game 5 right now, and we are cooking up something here on the mic. As you got musical there a little bit. We might want to hear you sing as soon as we can sing the praises of whoever takes this Game 5 home for themselves. As whoever wins this will move on in the tournament towards the next round, but whoever loses this will be fully out, as we are on the loser side of things. This is a Game 5. Everything's on the line. Everything can cost them to be out of the tournament. They really need every hit to be on point here right now.
Just a quick refresher. Ra1n, I think recently either got 5th or 4th at the most recent major and completely outplaced their seeding, defying all expectations, coming in dark horse style, taking names just like that. And that immediately boosted his PR from, I don't even know what his PR was before last month.
Around the 30s, I believe.
I mean, he definitely did well in communities. I remember seeing his name coming through winners quarters of some community tournaments, and it was a good job, buddy. But like now that he's actually PR10, and here he is just tangoing, keeping up with the rhythm of the players that have been the best of the best for years in the region on these servers. I am still being impressed by this man's ability to hold on.
Oh yeah, and I mean we are looking at him face off against someone that has multiple medals to his name, multiple gold medals, multiple silver medals, multiple bronze medals, just a menace, you know, to the history of Brawlhalla esports. Macheeete, if you've been watching the game esports wise for a long time, you know this man. But Ra1n, no medals to his name yet, but he is sure as hell getting close to that, as he did get 4th in Trail of Freak. That was one win or one set off of having that first medal to his name. And I think this time he's in it to get it, as he is fighting to move on in this top 8 and get his first tier 1, or well, not his first tier 1 community medal, but he definitely wants those community medals compared to those major medals that he hasn't gotten yet, as good practice for that, as he's doing a beautiful job of juggling Macheeete right now. Macheeete really struggling to hold on right now with not getting much greatsword action going. Tries to go for the sword mirror right now. Beautiful down by Sarah. Sentiment at its advantage state. Can he get another strong edge guard? No, he doesn't. The dealer recovery by Ra1n does it. And we are looking at a strong lead for Ra1n so far. He's barely into the orange himself on his second stock.
There's a bit of interesting psychology of play, knowing that Ra1n, I mean, you're in that deep in red. Granted, it was a closer to orange earlier, but like you're that deep in red, and you're still throwing yourself on top of Macheeete, and still being as aggressive you are against him, knowing you could lose your stock. He can even out the game any second, and you're still pushing yourself forward. This man is on something else tonight. He is on something else this evening. Whew.